Hi everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. This is another flip through video of a journal I just finished. This is going to be a Christmas present for my sister, Stephanie. My dad asked me to make one for her, but truth be told, I had already planned to make one, so I already had some supplies laid in. As you can see, this is very bee themed. She does like bees. It's a thematic thing, a symbolism thing. So I decided to go with like a full bee theme on this, but also add in some bunnies and a few other little family mementos just to make it very personal. The cover is an old book. It was a book of poetry by Walt Whitman. Very old and kind of grungy, and I've had it for years, and I decided that this would be a great time to make something with it. This is just some tea-dyed tulle. Nice and kind of crinkly. I enjoyed that. I used the front and back covers, but I made a new spine using a paper towel roll. I've got a little tassel on here with some little ribbons and beads, little bee charm. This button was my grandma's. This bead right here, also one of hers, and then a few other little sparkly beads to zhuzh it up a little bit. As you can see, it's a floating spine. I still struggle with getting a floating spine to lay sort of straight and not bulge out like that. But I did decide I wanted a floating spine so that it will lay as flat as possible and hopefully not be too difficult to write in. The cover is, as you can see, paper with just a little metal embellishment, some bee fabric here, some book corners, and a little bit of gold wax to kind of glam it up a little bit. So the inside is 3 signatures. This is some nice artisan paper from Joanne, a little note with a personal message explaining some things about the book for Stephanie. We start off with some bees and bunnies right away. I did make a few envelopes out of a bee paper just for fun to do with whatever she pleases. We've got a lot of coffee dyed papers, some bee stamps, coffee and fabric dyed paper, bunny, well technically that's a hare, but you get the idea. This was dyed with some organic vegetarian yellow, like all natural food dye that I had sitting around for a while, and so I decided I would dye a few pages with it. But you know, I tried to go with the sort of blue and gold sort of honey colors here. This is a page from a book that belonged to my Aunt Nancy, our Aunt Nancy. Like I said, I wanted to include a few personal things in here, some family mementos. Nancy sent this to me because she knows that I'm making junk journals, and she thought maybe I would like to use it, and here I am using it. This is just a little note for Stephanie. I tried to keep a variety of different papers. This is fabric dyed. This is scrapbooking from the, what is it called? The Craft, I can't remember now, but it's a whole, it's called Tell the Bees. That's the paper stack. Which has some beautiful things in it. And then the center of the signature has got a few pockets, just a little folder with some more bunny themed ephemera in it. And this was a mistake. I used an envelope board and somehow I misread it and I turned an envelope into this tiny weird skinny thing, but I decided to keep it because, I don't know, it's kind of quirky and fun. More of that fabric dyed paper, beautiful color. I just used Rit dye for this. Some stenciling with honeycomb patterns. Another bunny. More bee stamp. And then just a little folder tucked onto the back here with some collaging on the front. And it's blank inside just for writing or photos or whatever she wants, with a cute little heart paperclip. Next signature starts out with a little bunny tag Love this paper so much. I've been hoarding it for a while, waiting to make a bee-themed journal. Just a little message down here. This blue makes me think of the sky, so. More coffee dyed papers, more stamping. This is from a school book that belonged to our Aunt Sharon, so I decided to include that as well. She also gave that book to me to use for junk journal making, so I threw that in there with a little message. Love the way all this came out with the sort of fabric dyeing and then coffee staining over the top of it. Center of the signature, just a little belly band with another envelope and a little journal card, just for fun. I left this really quite blank and fairly plain. I didn't put a lot of, I usually do a lot of lace edging, little fabric tabs and things like that, and I wanted this to be streamlined, pared back. I thought perhaps it would make it as versatile as possible for Stephanie to do with whatever she wants. More pages. And the back of the signature has this big journaling card. Just very plain, very simple, but oh, look at these adorable bunnies. And then a little junk mail envelope window with another little bunny tag in it. So cute. More of that food coloring, more stenciling. I dried this on a rack, which is what gave it that, the built-in lines. I dried this on something else, which also gave it a pattern. This is ledger paper that was from a business owned by our grandmother, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. I snagged a few pages of the ledger paper to keep to use in books like this. So I thought that would be a really nice thing to have in there. Of course, that's her handwriting. She owned some cottages, and she kept records of who rented and how much they paid. And this beautiful gold shiny paper here in the center. Another envelope and just a little simple journal card. Some fabric dyed graph paper on the back. More stamping. Maybe. And then just a little bit of stationery that I printed and then tore the edges off and kind of aged it up a little bit. It's blank on the back, so she can write on the front and the back if she wants to. I just wanted to make sure that the little bee skeps were visible. And then another little bunny on the back. And this is also a pocket. I just put this little bit of leftover paper in here, sort of a bookmark / journal card. And that is that. So I think that it came out pretty well. I did wrestle with it for a while trying to figure out the cover, but I got the cover first and then I filled everything in afterwards, which is kind of the opposite of what I usually do. So thanks for tuning in and taking a look. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or any feedback. I'm always open to ideas from other people because I'm still fairly new on this junk journal journey that I'm on. But thanks for coming and taking a look, and have a great day. Bye.